Hello there, and I hope you're well. If you are, stay well. And if you are not, I do hope that you will be on the mend. And in this time of this pandemic that has gotten all of us up in arms, reacting in all kinds of different ways, let's make this an opportunity. We can't do anything about it other than take the necessary precautions that we need to take. But let's make this an opportunity to be the best that we can be and use this as a time, this forced isolation, as it's called. Um, Solitude is a beautiful thing, and we need to make friends with that. We spend so much time distracting ourselves from ourselves, that we forget that there's a wisdom guidance that lives within us. So this is forcing an issue, big, big time. It's so many issues that we've just barely begun, to see the ramifications of and the fallout that will be coming from this pandemic. And it's our time as souls that have elected to come to this planet. It is our time to make good on the promise. We have made a promise in some way in this precious human life that we have, in this precious human life that we have, the miracle that it took to get us here. And to make light of that or to think that it is disposable and people that wish they weren't on the planet anymore, good gosh, we don't want to do that. We want to honor the grace, the wisdom, the presence that brought us to the planet, that brought us to this life, and make the best use of it as possible. And we really don't do that. We spend tons of time doing everything opposite of that. Distractions, distractions, distractions around the clock. It's endless what we can do with our time, and meaningless stuff. Absolutely meaningless. Does it bring us to a better place in our heart? Does it bring us closer to people that we care about when we watch endless hours of Netflix? It feels like the right thing in the moment, doesn't it? But is it really? Where does it bring us at the end of it all? It brings us this temporary satisfaction, somehow this temporary gratification. I don't think it's very satisfying, but some part of the lowest part of who we are gets gratified by these things. And yes, they have their place. They really do have their place to help us relax. But don't we all overuse it? I'm sure there are exceptions to that, but don't most of us overuse that? So let's bring ourselves to ourselves in this time where we are forced not to be able to do the things we typically do, and appreciate it. Appreciate the time that we are now given. And boy, there's so many resources online. It's endless what we can do, and not just online, but I just mean finding ways back into ourselves. And one of the biggest and easiest and most available ways is to get outside, find some trees. Take a drive. You can still take drives and go places. Just don't get out of your car too much. You can't get into places, but you can go still to parks and to outdoors. Get yourself outside. Connect to the earth again. This earth that is upheaval, in a state of upheaval now. Really, this earth as an organism in and of itself is shaking everything loose. Anything that we thought we had, any groundedness with is being shaken loose. It's not even finding a new normal. Forget that. Every moment it's changing. Every day, for sure, it's changing. And we have to get on board. We really have to get on board. If this is not a wake-up call, nothing is. We are getting shaken into our roots with a not a request, but a demand for our attention in different ways. So find what those things are. Discover in yourself what they might be. Doing something practical, doing something efficient, doing something with your hands that you've wanted to do. Do you know? Learn something new. Learn to do something new. Anything's available on YouTube. You can learn anything you want practically. clean out a closet, go through your papers, do productive things that tap us in, tap us back into a place. And it's not just about doing, but we're going to be forced to just being with ourselves. And that, it's nice when that's an enjoyable thing, you know? Yeah, I love being by myself. I love being in solitude. Absolutely love it. I have all this opportunity to do all kinds of things when I'm in solitude that I don't have when I'm around other people. So it's a precious gift for us. Too much of any one thing is not so good. So, it's you always have to balance things out, So do find balance, but take this as an opportunity. Let's look at this with another perspective instead of the fear and anxiety that is running rampant. Let's look at this from another perspective. We have to for our own self for our own survival. On all kinds of levels. And I'm not just talking physically, but to our own survival. Is calling us to do things differently. What are those things? Tap into yourself. Do some writing. Ask yourself a question. Your unconscious knows a lot. You can ask yourself a question at the top of a nice big tablet. What do I need to know? Where can I find some answers? And then just start writing whatever comes up. I don't know what the answer is, and that's a great way to start writing too. I don't know what the answer is, but by writing out and listening to what may be going on inside, and then seeing it in front of us, it's amazing what you might find. So look within, try some of these techniques to tap back into yourself, so that we can use we can benefit from who we truly are, the essence of who we truly are, not all the things think we're supposed to be, but who we truly are. So tap into that. Make this a time of success that you have found new pathways in. All the best. Till later.